Well, if you've been dying of boredom this week waiting for Bitcoin to do something, just know that you are not the only one. It has been a pretty low volume week, but the good news is I do think we're on the verge of something big. And in today's video, I'm going to take you through the price action and show you why. I'm going to show you why we've been ranging and what is likely to happen next. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm Annie. This is Trade Travel Chill, and I am coming to you from beautiful Bali. So let's get into this Bitcoin price session. I'm going to let you know what to look out for, because right now is the time to keep your eyes peeled, as it could happen any moment. So let's get into it. Something interesting to note on the daily time frame for Bitcoin currently. In my last update, I told you guys about this. I think I told you guys. I've forgotten now, but I think I told you about this ascending triangle that was building on the daily time frame. Now, as we get tighter and tighter into the pointy end of this triangle, day trading gets a lot harder because the ranges aren't as big. So trading here was great as a day trader. As we move tighter in, it's getting really hard to pick. One thing that is really important to note is that when we have a look at the liquidation levels either side of this triangle, you can see that there is nothing really in between at the moment. There isn't a huge level of liquidity in between, and I'm going to show you why that is on a smaller time frame. However, we have big liquidations if price comes down to the bottom trend line and breaks below it, and we also have big liquidations if the price comes to the top and breaks above it. Right now, this is just a typical retail pattern. So what validates a pattern is usually 5 touches. So what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is going to complete, we should have one more, and then we would expect the breakout. Now, because we have those liquidations either side, the breakout is not clear as to which way it's going to go yet. You would wait for a hint of that with a lower high, would tell you the breakout is going down to the bottom. If after this 5th touch we don't get that lower high, you would expect that we're going to break out to the top and take out the top liquidations. Now, you can't pick it right now because we have a really big news event over the next couple of days, being Jackson Hole, and everybody is waiting to see what Powell is going to say. So you would expect volatility around that time, and you would probably expect the move to happen then, and that is why Bitcoin has been ranging all week. If we have a look at the 1 hour time frame, have a look at what has been happening actually for the last 2 weeks here. You'll notice every time we have a fast move to the upside, it gets taken back. So we had this fast move up here, hung around in consolidation for a while, and we ended up coming to take most of that back. Over here, we had the fast move up, and then the next day, 100% of that got taken back. Same over here, fast move up, almost immediately got taken back. Here, same thing. Here, same thing. And then today, we've had the same thing as well, where we closed US last night with another move up to the high of the week, and then that got taken back. That makes day trading very, very difficult at the moment. You could probably trade this really well as a scalper on a really small time frame, but as a day trader, it's really, really unclear. And the reason that this is happening is because the market maker is accumulating contracts for the next big move. They're not liquidating right now. When the market maker liquidates, there will be spikes that extend to the high or spikes that extend to the low, right? Because the extension hits stop losses and it hits liquidation levels, and that's how retail traders get liquidated. But when it comes just back to 100% of the initial move, no one's being liquidated right now. They're just being held in their open position. And the reason that that happens is because the market maker is trying to keep retail positions open because they're building contracts. And so in order for them to build contracts, they need you to keep your positions open because they need your commitment. So once they have your commitment, that is when they're free to make the next big move. And the next big move will eventually liquidate one side of what has happened in here. Could be shorts, could be longs. We don't know yet, because all the market maker has done over the last 2 weeks is keep people in the same range. So we can try to get a little bit of a hint of which way it will break out based off heat map orders if they happen to be there at the time. So when we have a look at trading light, there really isn't anything super significant. The 47K orders are still here. Again, as you guys know, I'm aware of them, but I'm skeptical of them. So I'm not saying 100% we're going down there, but they are still currently there. Other than that, what's actually close to price and relevant, there really isn't that much. There have been flashing orders. So last night there was 60,500. Today that moved up to 61,500 and now it's sitting at 62,500. But they're not significant orders. They're not enough to cause a reversal. So you would pretty much just judge the price action if price happened to get up there. So that does make this a really tricky trading range. But when the market maker is accumulating, that is when you need to pay the most attention, because that is when the next big move is likely to happen. And the only real way to play a range like this is not to try and long or short in the middle of the range. That's what's going to get you wrecked, because eventually when this does break out, one side is going to get liquidated. The only way really to play a range like this is to go back to a higher time frame where you see the triangle, and to long every time it touches the trend line, or short every time it touches the resistance. And you could probably do that as a hedge trade as well. It might be a little bit late now because the final touch is probably in, but eventually one of those will break out and you'll be in the trade and you'll probably be free of any volatility. When we have a look at high block capital, the delta is to the long. So people are currently more bullish than they are bearish, meaning that they're expecting that triangle is going to break out to the upside, and there is a lot more liquidity below price. So just be aware of that as well. When you see that, that is where you pay attention and you keep watching lower time frames, because if we look at, say, the 15-minute time frame right now, what you can see there is that we do have a vector that spiked up to the high of the week yesterday at the end of US. And price is now making its way back up there. So if price gets close to this vector candle, or even the initial high of the day, and then it rejects there, it looks bearish, that could end up being a 15-minute time frame M formation. And that might be a bit of an early signal that the triangle is probably going to break to the downside. However, you need to wait for the final trigger on that. You need to wait for this price to move up and start to look bearish. If the candles don't look bearish in this zone, then that invalidates the M. So just a quick one today. I know it's not the best trading range at the moment, but a breakout will come soon. Just be aware the DNC is still on right now. There's Jackson Hole. So the next couple of days could be quite tricky. But once we're clear of all these news events, it should be easy trading again. Now, I am currently in Bali for CoinFest. So if you're in Bali and you're heading to CoinFest, be sure to say hi if you happen to see me there. I will be there on behalf of 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. If you're looking for an exchange to trade on, be sure to check out all the links in the description of this video, because they get you pretty big trading fee rebates. And if you're looking to learn this method in full, also check out our website down below. See you guys on the next one.